Okay. Hello everyone, this is Tomo here, and I'm being joined by Liam Kilston, and today we're going to be casting the Big O Division 1 match between Rhys's Ravens and the Confederacy. How you doing today, Cole?
I'm doing pretty good, thanks, Tomo. If you have been watching our recap earlier today, you may have seen we had Brain on Slugs, who is the coach of the Confederacy, as our guest. And he was saying that he is looking forward to beating up some knights, whereas in the comments section for Twitch, we had Rhys saying that he was going to beat up some undead. So it should be entertaining.
Certainly. Okay, so we'll press the play button and get the show going in 3, 2, 1, press. Actually, I'm going to post on Discord quickly so that we're actually streaming this.
Well, looking at it, it looks like who's receiving today? I think it might be, yeah, Brandon Slugs is receiving first, which can be very handy if he can get some early Kaz. So that's what he'll be looking for. Oh, I don't know. Probably looks more of an undead stadium than a Tonian stadium, but I don't know. Interesting by Brain on Slugs, not trying to chain push the peasants to block them again. Yeah, I think you may as well have all four if you can in undead. Sure, they die, but block dodge does a pretty good job protecting them. And block dodge sure hands is really annoying for opposing sackers. Already a foul. But pretty tame so far this match. And we're going to have to see how well the skeleton armor holds up, which it does to start the match. Yeah, that's true. It probably was. Yeah. Ooh. That's a pretty good player. Blodge plus Mighty Blow White. That's a bit annoying for Brain on Slugs early. I think one of the key threats for this game is going to be Arthur Pendragon. If Brain on Slugs could remove him, it'd be just so handy for him because he's such a nasty player. Yep, strength 4 plus. Blocked dodge and sure hands is really nasty, but he's going to get piled on here, I'd imagine. Come on. Oh, what a boring pile-on. Rhys will be really happy with that, because if he went out early, that would be very handy for Brain on Slugs. He's taken a bit of a risk trying to do that. Yeah, I think it's interesting because he's actually a bit spread out, Brain on Slugs. He's already lost a white. Like, where's he going to cage his ghoul? Is he going to drop him back further? Or I'm not quite sure where he's thinking. Yeah, see, he's moved up to behind the mummies, which is another decent place to cage. There's an AG4 ghoul, so he should get away. AG4 plus dodge is pretty good chance for you to get away. So he should be out making cage. As long as there's no elf rolls.
God damn it. Thanks for picking that up, Jack Tactics.
Isn't your mic on? Ouch.
It's done that again. Like, I'm pretty sure that it was fine at the start. It was probably just when I was alt-tabbing or something at some point. God, where's Skype? Go away. I don't even think it is Skype though, you know. It's something weird, like when I'm like alt-tabbing or something. I really wish I had a second monitor so I could just monitor that on, but... No, thanks for telling me about that early. Don't take offense to Liam wanting people dead. He wants everything dead.
Yeah, exactly. Death doesn't discriminate.
Dodge doing some work here. Always nice to see.
Yep, he won't want that player going out. Gone with the Sins is probably one of the Confederacy's best players.
Oh, double skulls rerolled in at double pushes. Oh, frenzy though. Ooh. Wow, that's lucky.
Rhys will be very thankful he didn't get punished by Nuffle for that.
Both teams have got quite a deep bench, so we can afford to see like a lot of fouling in this game.
Oh. So Rhys's armor breaks have been much better for him early. With the Mighty Blow piling on, Blitz not doing anything, yet his two fouls both breaking armor.
Quite a brave block onto the mummy there. Oh, dauntless failure. That would have been what it was. He would have had a 1 dice if that didn't fail. But this game is still super frantic.
Still relatively no armor breaks for Brain on Slugs.
Yeah,
That's a bit frustrating for him.
that kind of surprised me, especially because you got a Mighty Blow Mummy blitzing at armor 7, you know. Which means that if he rolled a 7, you know, he would have actually broke. But, well, one off it, I guess. Rolling 2 dice, of course, you know, the average that you're going to roll is 7, you know, so you kind of expect Mighty Blow guys to, like, punch through the armor of armor 7.
Yeah, that's very true. Was that a GFI?
It was.
It was. Interesting play by Brain on Slugs here. He's going to have to block away these 2 on the cage, I would assume.
They've all got dodge. If you wanted to be super brave, you could just try dodging out and caging towards the top left of the pitch, I think. But
that's very true. That would be a bit brave, though, for sure.
Oh, definitely. I mean, the ball carrier could easily make it, but the 2 at the back is going to be a bit more of a challenge. Well, that's a bit of a lie. HB's Wrights Jr. 2 could probably get through, and that's just a 3+ dodge with dodge. So he's only got 1 in 9 to fail that. Gone with the Sins would have to... I think you would do a 3+ dodge out, and then another 3+ dodge through if you were going to try something like that. I can't really see where else he's going to cage up, though, and protect the ball.
Yeah, well, unless he, like, drops back, but that's not really going to help him.
That's a good point. I really hope he doesn't forget that stars at the back here is actually alive and here. We've all done that,
Yeah,
where, you know,
that...
you're playing a game and then you all of a sudden forget that one of your guys is on the pitch because you lock your camera up and, like, too far up.
Well, that play is quite handy. I mean, if he decides to, I think he's just going to block away one of them.
Yeah, there you go.
So he's going to have to rely on the sure hands and the dodge of the ball carrier. Actually, he might be able to move him 1 square up. And if he can get rid of this knight, that extra movement of the skeleton might be very handy for him.
I know, it's still a long way. Like, if he wants to roll the 2 GFIs to... well, we'll see.
Thing is, he's got this white Shu Chilane. He's completely not white. This blocker, he's pretty open to go through a hole.
Yeah.
And like 2 dice uphills against mummies aren't quite as scary when you have block and they don't.
So we are seeing a bit of the potato play here. Everyone's marked, though.
It's a pain.
Oh no!
Oh, snakes! No armor break though, which if he broke armor, he'd be really hurting.
Was he out of range of this guy? Yeah.
Oh yeah, if he had made both GFIs, he would have been out of range too. That's annoying. Although, I mean, it might almost play into Brain on Slug's hands because he doesn't want to score too quickly because that means that Rhys might be able to 2-1 grind him. So maybe if he sort of like stalls out another 2 turns before scoring. But we'll see. He might not score at all, that's the thing.
I think there's definitely an opportunity for Rhys to get a lot of tackle zones around the ball here. You know. I think if I had the choice between, you know, whose position I was in at this point, I would much prefer to be Rhys.
We'll look at Arthur Pendragon. That's a 1 in 9 dodge out to get your crazy player on the ball. And he's just dropped the mummy.
Yep.
So he looks like he might go pick up the ball. Wouldn't surprise me.
First time, just scoops that up.
This is just a bit of a nightmare, really, when you get it in Arthur Pendragon's hands. He's so hard to steal the ball off. The AG4 ghoul goes down to a wrestle. So at least he wasn't blocked down.
Yeah, I always have mixed feelings about wrestle because of that. Like, obviously when you use wrestle, because you're using it on your turn, you know, the next turn, the other, like, your opponent's gonna have a chance to get up before you do. You know, like, it's undoubtedly handy, you know, it can save your model's life and everything, but, you know, sometimes it's just, it opens holes, like, again, here.
Yeah, it's interesting, because, like, it's much better when they're blocking you wrestle, because it takes them down and then you can move. Or the sideline stand by that skeleton there. Didn't want to get surfed.
Yeah, I feel like that was quite an unfortunate set of rules for Rhys there. Like, after he got the ball, sure, everything up to that point was great, but after that, you know, he's been forced into, you know, using his wrestles kind of, you know, on his own turn instead of using them, you know, kind of like defensively. It wasn't ideal, I don't think. Still, though, I can't see too many ways of Brain on Slugs getting the ball back here.
The only thing is, move that ghoul, stars and baths up next to the blocker and Arthur Pendragon, and then just blitz with the mummy, and you gotta get a power out of those 2 dice or you're in trouble.
1, 2, 3, yeah, I guess. That makes sense.
I'm a little surprised, to be honest, that we didn't see the blitzer stay on the mummy, because he dodged out to try and protect Arthur Pendragon, but like he would have been better just forcing the dodge. Now the mummy can still get a hit on him. He's got to roll powers now. He also should, he just stood up the piling on guy, which was a good move, because if he ends up conceding a score, he's got to at least inflict some pain to have any chance of being in the game in the second half.
Yeah, safe moves first, of course, as well. I quite like, you know, them just kind of standing up and moving people around before you go for that hit on the ball carrier. I think it might even be worth, I think we're going to see a foul onto Munin here on the far right with Brain on Slug's daddy player guy. You know, with him making use of his bribe. Yeah, I think that's quite a safe thing to do, remove one of the blitzes beforehand. And move him away from the sideline as well in case anything unfortunate happens.
Yeah, I think Brain on Slugs is slowing down a little. He was a little gung-ho at the start trying to kill all of Rhys's pieces, but the match has slowed down a little. Come on.
So because we're seeing the blitz here.
Gets a power.
He does.
That's huge, getting that power. And the stun.
Oh. That 5+ catch.
6 is it. He's not exactly going to go anywhere, though, that blocker. He's not in the best position.
That's true.
especially with that ghoul going there. That was a handy move for, because that was his best way, going just forward down the side. But come on,
Nope.
oh, very boring so far.
I'm not sure, Jack Tactics. What do you think we're referring to when we say Rhys's Pieces? I have no idea what point you're trying to make, mate.
Aren't they a chocolate?
In Scotland,
right?
actually, some people refer to like your pieces as like sandwiches. It's like I'm eating my pieces, you're eating sandwiches.
Never heard that term down under.
I'd never heard of Arvo until last week, so.
How can you not have heard of Arvo? I don't understand.
Block doing some more work, not block. Dodge doing some more work here. I always like seeing players stay on their feet because of dodge.
Ooh. The GFIs have been terrible this game.
That rolls a 6 on his second attempt. You think he's going to go for the pass here? To Odin?
He might. Yeah, he might just do that. This ghoul, going with the sins, he's got to pick it off really for any chance. But no, there is no pass.
Do you stand moneying up here, or would you leave him on the ground?
He's going to get stepped on if he's left on the ground. But I guess the thing is, though, there's 3 players sitting over there doing nothing when the game's really in the balance on the left side of the field.
Exactly. If you stand him up, oh well, he tries to dodge away, fills his dodge roll, ends up on the ground anyway. But I like that, because at least now, if he wants to make the foul onto that model there, you know, he has to, you know, use the turns of 3 of his models to do it.
I think just putting the dirty place.
The mummy makes its presence felt.
Ouch!
And recruits another zombie.
Yep. Well.
That was a peasant, wasn't it?
We promised you death. It was a peasant. Quite boring, but you know. It's a trophy.
Rhys's Pieces, not a candy in Australia or Scotland. Nope. I think Rhys's in the States is like some peanut butter thing that smells horrible,
yeah, it's
isn't
a peanut butter thing. It's, yeah. In Australia, it's funny because everyone loves them here, but you never find them. Yeah, Reese's Pieces is a candy.
Are they actually called Pieces? Or
yeah. Reese's Pieces are a peanut butter candy manufactured by the Hershey Company solely for the North American market. There you go.
Honestly, I hate Hershey's. It's just so bad. I don't know how you Americans can actually eat that rubbish. It's so
in
Australia,
the main one. Cadbury's. They make a lot of the Aussie ones.
Oh, it's same in Britain. Yeah, Cadbury's. Like, it's just so good compared to that American rubbish.
Yeah. We might see a zombie foul. Or
No
skeleton
way.
foul, rather.
No way.
He doesn't
Surely...
seem too interested in... Ah, there we go.
Yeah, I like this, because then you can get the knockdown on that guy and then foul him.
Yeah, I think it's worth putting one zombie just to surf Munin if he gets up.
Still though, before he commits to any kind of fouls and things, again, more safe moves first. Do something with the mummy and the ghoul at the top. You know, decide exactly what you're going to do with them before, you know, you commit to any kind of fouling play or something.
See, I don't know though. I think there's... The mummy can't reach him to blitz. And I sort of think he'd want the ghoul to pick it up after. So he might not move the ghoul, but you could probably move the mummy just onto Frederick Barbarossa, who's the blocker, up the top there. He's been rolling some pows at least.
Yeah. Breaks armor
Brandon
onto the
Slugs.
dirty player there. Doesn't choose to follow up though, so you know, it doesn't look like we're going to see the foul there. Maybe he will just foul the blitzer again over on this side with just one assist.
We couldn't follow up because of Fen, but he should have put him in a ghoul's tackle zone, I would have thought. But oh, here we go. Now we can see a mummy blitz. Ouch. That's a huge block, actually, that pow.
1, 2, 3, GF. Do you
Mummy
make the two
can reach.
GFIs to blitz?
You may as well. It's either 2 GFIs or a 1 dice blitz, which needs a 3+ and then 1 dice. So I'd roll those odds, I reckon.
He's clearly thinking about it. I always decided against it.
That's surprising. Oh.
If you make the 1 GFI, you can just blitz with the ghoul though, and you're still getting 2 die.
Another snake. That's horrible.
That is terrible, yep. Rhys has got a golden opportunity to just run down the field now though. It's funny though, I don't think we've ever seen, you know, Rhys with less players on the field than his opponent at any point in time. Up to now.
He's been taking the fight to Rhys today, at least. Brain on slugs. I mean, it's really hard to see anyone really stopping Rhys on an offensive drive simply because of Arthur Pendragon. He's just such a good player.
I agree, but
Well, it can be done. You just need to really stop him.
well, Arthur hasn't done too much here since he's kind of recovered the ball. He was just, what, knocked down, stunned. Now he's got back up and he isn't really going anywhere, so...
Well, despite... If the KOs don't come back, that is assuming that Rhys scores on the last turn of the thing. So that means there's a 50% each KO comes back. So you probably get 1 back. If they don't come back, he's missing... Oh, they're only peasants, though. Aren't they? Oh, I guess there is 1 blocker there.
Yeah, his
doesn't even
blitzes,
have
which are the
really
important things, are
enough.
still on the field, so...
But he didn't manage to knock down that ghoul. And that's a trip there. So turnover. So there will be another block on the ball. 2 dice probably as well.
It should be 2 dice, yeah.
He's just got a 2+ dodge out here unless he snakes, which he's been snaking a lot. And then he can hit with block as well.
Yeah, he still needs to think about safe moves first, though. So, you know, yep, that's right, stand that mummy up, do something with your other mummy, and your, you know, mighty blow piling on white.
Exactly. That Mighty Blow piling on white has really been no effect so far this game. So these put him on Odin the Wanderer, so he has to dodge without his dodge skill. He also wants to just remember that he's going to have to try and score next turn if he does recover the ball. So have someone in range.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or 2 people in range. Because I think Rhys would be happy just to have a nil or drive sort of thing. So if there's only one person in range, just eliminate that person with the blitz and then try and score on the last turn.
If I was Brain on Slugs though, I would I would concentrate on kind of sacking the ball carrier first before, maybe he's making the dodge with the ghoul out to try and, get your scoring threat.
That's very true. He can always just move one of his skeletons into range on the far right side of the field.
Yeah,
Is that not much help anywhere else?
Because he loves his movement 5.
Yep.
Gets his knockdown. You should be able to dodge out with Gone with the Sins, secure the ball, and maybe run behind. But then, yeah, I would think about moving his skeletons, his skeleton on the right, dodging his ghoul out. Make 2 scoring threats so that, they can only blitz 1 down, and then you give yourself half a chance.
Well, I don't think he'd be able to get to the skeleton. So, yeah, Munnen, if he runs far enough, he won't be able to get to him. So that could be quite huge. And then just dodge the ghoul out as well.
Goes for the dodge first, gets it with the dodge skill. I'm not too sure I like all these dodges before moving with a Devil and Aldrin around there.
Also, don't see why that ghoul is he in range. I think he's 1 out. 1, 2.
Yeah,
he's
he is
10
1
away.
out.
So it would have been better if he was just 1 further. That's the problem Brain on Slugs is going to have here.
Whoa! Here we go.
Well, that changes things a little.
Yeah, it's fine. He's got his bribe, so yeah.
Put the zombie in range. Move Aldrin. Come on.
No, he's moving to... So he's going all in on this ghoul here now.
Yeah.
And Arthur
I'd
should be able
imagine
to blitz that down.
Rhys will just blitz the ghoul. Yeah.
And it's 1 GFI.
Doesn't go for the blitz with Arthur though. Interesting.
Does he see some way to get to the ball carrier then?
Yeah, well, Odin the Wanderer, he's not far away from the ball carrier. So he can come down and try and make a sack, possibly. That's the problem for Brain on Slugs. If the ball ends up coming out in an inaccurate pass, it could end up being in no one's tackle zones and just Rhys, picks up the ball, chucks a pass, catches it, and runs a blitzer in. But we'll see. I'm just really surprised that ghoul wasn't instantly eliminated. Just to make sure that he didn't score. Because he's got the players to block Arthur Pendragon out the way. He's got enough.
Take the skull. Okay, let's see what... You're right, he does. You can just, blitz down Arthur Pendragon, dodge out with a throw, and he's, doesn't even need to dodge out with the ball carrier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He can even hand off. He doesn't even need to make a long pass. He hands off to, or he makes a pass to one ghoul, hands off to his, runs makes it past the HB's rights, and then runs up and just hands off to Dixia, and he's in.
I hope he knows his last turn.
Yeah,
But
he's
yeah,
making a lot of, like,
I wonder if it's any
unnecessary
better.
blows.
Yeah, I wonder if there is any benefit statistically to handing off. Because it might be better because he's a 4 AG ghoul, so he can pass all right. It's only a 3+ pass straight away. So it's a 3+ pass,
Yep.
3+ catch, where he goes 3+ handoff. It's either a 2+, 3+, 3+, or a 3+, 3+, I think. Is that right?
Alright.
I think it might be better straight up pass.
This is a 1 dice here, isn't it?
No, he's going handoff. Yeah, it's only a
Oh
1
no,
dice.
you've got reroller, don't you? Oh, there you go.
So yeah, he should have put the ghoul up next to him and then gone and just passed it. But see, he's going to hand off.
But you can always
This way.
move to, move as far forward as you can, then, assess your options from there.
This is another slight mistake. He should have passed first because it had 3 AG. But it doesn't matter. He rolled a 2 first anyway, so. Brain on Slugs will be a little disappointed he couldn't convert then. He had a decent shot.
No, if he ran up to him where he is now and did a pass action instead of a handoff action, like the pass part of it would have been a 2+, wouldn't it?
It's a short pass with 4 AG. I think that's +0, so 3+, I think.
But that's an agility 4 goal. No?
Yeah. He should have passed with the ghoul. And then handed off with the agility 3 ghoul.
Yeah.
But yeah, on the positive side, it is 0-all. It looked like it might have been 1-0 to Rhys there, and he's killed a lineman, and he's managed to severely injure one of the blitzers as well. So if Frederick Barbarossa doesn't come back, I think it could be a good advantage for Brain on the Slugs to have in the second half.
Yeah, I agree. So, halftime, both teams run down the tunnel, we're 0-0. The white gets up. Obviously, there's 2 dead and injured players. The peasant gets up, the blocker actually stays down. That's quite a good peasant to get up, though. He has what? It was his guard block guy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was his guard block peasant. But I believe Rhys is only on 10 players, so there will be a numbers advantage.
Yep, you're right.
But like, as I said before, like Arthur Pendragon, he's so annoying because even if you manage to, break down the cage sort of thing, he's very hard to get a 2 dice block. And even if you're getting a 2 dice block, it's not a great chance to get him unless you have like tackle. So we will see. We might see a loaded line here with the mummies. Interesting tactic against Dauntless.
Yeah, surely not.
Yeah, I think he'd drop him back. Did he load the line? He did.
Well, he's got 4
That's
guys
interesting.
there, but still though, Rhys has got molly enough guard to be able to knock these guys down.
Yeah, it's a bit surprising, especially with the Dauntless on the blitzers too. I guess he might try and get the blitzers to actually go on the line, so they aren't running around the backfield dealing with the ball. But he's also left his awesome white open to blitzing.
He has, yeah. Both his whites are open to blitzing.
I mean, if I'm Rhys, I'd just go blitz that white and try and stomp it, because if you can get it out of the game, that's a pain for Brain on Slugs.
No, yeah. I'd much sooner have, you know, the Dirty Player skeleton and another model in the way than having the whites being open. And there you go. Here's a, oh, there's a blitz back. So I think I'd be aiming at Odin here. I would just take my piling on guy on the far right, and I'd just be sending it right at Odin and saying, okay. And then he can run some of his ghouls through even. Try and split the front and the back. Get some pressure around where the ball's gonna land. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. There we go, gets his POW. This could be big, really big. I'm assuming Brain's lagging or something because, or my stream's lagging, or I'm lagging, because I'd have clicked that POW so fast. Can you hear me, yeah?
Yeah. I think, did someone else jump into our channel? Lithium, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, welcome.
I'm watching, so Crusader's on his turn 12. He's just boxing up around the Dark Hills at the moment, but that's on the YouTube stream. I'm not watching it by your Twitch stream.
We're not watching Crusaders game, we're watching the Big O match between the Confederacy and Rhys's Ravens. My replay's frozen, I'm gonna need to restart it. I'm gonna quit the replay and then load back in.
Yeah, it did that for me the other day, actually. Completely crashed the client. It's a pain. I had to go on the other computer and watch.
Like, I've just, like, clicked back in, like, I quit the replay, and I've just kind of, like, clicked back into it from there, but last time this happened, I ended up having to, you know, Alt F4 Blood Bowl 2 altogether, and then catch up.
Well, I might wait for you to get back into it before continuing commentating.
And you can just keep talking, like, okay, I'm back in now.
Alright.
And it appears to be just going.
Is there a reroll on that catch? Might have been.
Oh, did he not use piling on with his white?
He didn't, did he? That's a bit surprising. Did he use Mighty Blow on his first thing?
I can't see in the dice log.
Yes, he didn't use Mighty Blow. So that surprised me a lot. He didn't do that. Ouch. There goes the 4AG ghoul. But yeah, Brain on Slugs is certainly in this after that blitz as well. But Arthur Pendragon has got the ball. for Brainland Slugs to win from here, he's just got to remove players.
Yeah. It's like I always say, maximize the amount of 2 dice blocks you're making and limit the amount of 2 dice blocks you're going to take, and eventually you'll grind them down. Unfortunately though, that's Paleface, whose god skeleton has been injured, regen failure. I think it was just badly hurt.
If we look at the dice log there, you will see 4 6s in a row,
Wow.
followed by a 1 for the casualty. So at least it wasn't a death. But yeah, that hurts, because you look back in this Brain on Slugs and he's just lost 2 players for probably the rest of the game. I did not expect either coach to score before, say, the last turn, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So,
Rhys is choosing a dodge out there. I think that's kind of interesting. He did have with Dauntless, he would have had a 1 dice onto the mummy.
see, the thing is, this scrimmage at the line here probably is going to go in Brown Slug's favour.
Wow, okay.
But that hurts. Oh, that kills you. 3 removals, 1 turn.
Yeah, this
Ouch.
turn's completely swung the game into Rhys's favour. And of course, we're seeing the foul onto the Mighty Blow White over here.
This might hurt.
Another KO.
Yeah. So they have just lost 4 pieces this turn. 4 players. Ouch.
You have to think that there's going to be a lot more death to come as well. Like, the pieces that you've removed on, you know, on the Confederacy were kind of, you know, high priority value pieces, but, you know, you've still got 3 ghouls on the pitch here with their armor 7, and there's not going to be a lot of models you can put in between, you know, the knights and these ghouls at this point.
There's not really much poor Brain on Slugs can do, really. Like, he can cause some pain. That is his first priority, I'd imagine. He's just trying to get Hugin down, because if he does that, he can get a foul on him, or just pile him on.
Yeah, he has to hit back and hit back harder. Otherwise, you know, he's not going to have much of a chance very quickly.
I'm surprised he didn't hit with the tackle there. Surprised me a little.
Yeah, I think he was going to be saving his piling on for this blocker. Like, I don't necessarily agree with it, but
Especially since if we have to follow up, and that means he'll be on 2 players who I'd imagine would love to foul him.
you can mark them all easy enough, though. I think you have to roll the dice. If this isn't a removal, you have to do the piling on. He doesn't, though. He just stands.
Doesn't even follow. Yeah, that surprised me that he did it that way.
I definitely think you're right. I would have hit onto, you know, Hugin with my tackle Mighty Blow piling on guy, and I would have gone with for the piling on to try and take him out the game. But you know, it still surprises me that after he got into that situation, you know, he didn't follow up and try to do it. I mean, you could argue that he would have like a numbers advantage in the blocking war because Rhys is going to be spending, you know, some of his models actually protecting the ball carrier. But, you know, you're still down. Like, the onus is on the defense to try and get the ball back at this point.
Looking at the players, it's 7 for Brain and Slugs versus 8 for Rhys's Ravens. But I believe it is 9 with Stun Blitzer. So,
how quickly that changed, though.
Like, he needs to. It did, didn't it? If it was 8 on 11, Brain and Slugs had every chance to get that ball. Now it's up to Rhys just playing well, really. That's a bit handy, wrestling him down. One less player to worry about next turn. I think what Brain on Slugs might have to do is assess each turn and go, how many players does my opponent have? How many players do I have? Is this the turn that I actually have the numbers advantage and that I should try and push it? That guard lineman, invaluable there.
Yep, so good.
He's going to get 2 dice block here.
How onto the goal,
Powers.
armor 7. Doesn't break it.
I reckon we'll see Nathan Bedford, Turd Piss, he'll be coming around to hugging, I'd imagine. Oh, another pow. Brain on Slugs has got to be a little annoyed there, especially if this hurts it.
Again, it doesn't though.
No.
Looks like we're seeing a little bit of a screen off on the left hand side. Yep, the ball does come this way as well. He's always got the other peasant, just to kind of, seal it off from behind. Not that I think any undead models are going to be able to get around him, but I still think it's good practice. Oh no, he chooses up just to go forward and mark the white on the down goal.
Yeah, there's not much Brain on Slugs can do, really, is there? I mean, if he really was... I can't see, like, if he was feeling a little risky, maybe he'd try and block his peasant out the way and dodge the white out of trouble, but and try and just blitz him 2 dice against because he's got tackle, but that's not a very good chance of succeeding. What would you be doing here, Tomo?
I would be using the Mighty Blow piling on white to hit the lineman on its right, and I wouldn't follow. And then I would take the other 2 dice onto the other peasant there. I would run stars and bars right the way around to mark the ball carrier. And I would just man mark everything else. No, in fact, stars and things couldn't run around because he's just stood up, wouldn't he?
It's just...
I'm not sure. You have to maximize your blocks though, and then I'd probably then stand up HB's right, and I would blitz that blitzer.
I think it's an alright choice to blitz this lineman. That's what I'd imagine he'd do from dodging that ghoul out. Bit risky to do it as a first move, but I mean, he's not going to play it easy for the rest of the match because he can't. He doesn't have the players. He's got to play like elves with undead, which isn't exactly fun.
Ship gets the
That's
power on
alright.
the lineman. Do you run him forward and just mark the ball carrier? No, he chooses not to.
No. He's a bit safer. The thing is, he can't really afford to play it safe anymore.
He has to pile on here. Even if he ends up getting fouled, yeah, he has to. He has to try and get the removal. Okay, maybe he does need to pile on. But I reckon he should have if that wasn't a KO. Still though, he's not got it in his head to do it though. Like, he was still just kind of backing off and letting it go.
Oh, I guess I can see why not there, because he doesn't want a player on the ground. But yeah. Like, Rhys isn't going to score before the last turn, I don't imagine. Because Brain on Slugs has the ghouls and the movement to score on him, even in 2 turns. But looking at the numbers now, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for the Bretonians, and you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for the undead.
Yeah.
Which, like, the mummy is pretty much out of it, to be honest. He's not going anywhere. Although Rhys can't move forward this turn. He does have plenty of time, though.
Yeah. You can see a surf onto the peasant next turn.
I think, why not do that? Because it is going to bring the numbers back towards Brain on Slugs, so he may as well try it, I reckon. Although he is at the risk of being beaten around the corner. This guard peasant is so invaluable right now. Otherwise, he could have 1 dice blocked Odin the Wanderer and then maybe done it. I guess it wouldn't have been a very good high chance blitz, but he could have put someone on the ball. Is it time that we see a mummy dodge?
Oh, hell no.
It just might be.
Mummy dodge 6+. Wow. Yeah, as much as I'd love to see it, like, those type of dodges only work when they're misclicks, don't they?
I mean, it is only a 5+ though, isn't it? Is it a 5 or a 6? If it's a 5+, it's 33% chance, and then I think it's about 58% when you get the reroll in there.
Nah, hell no.
It could have been the crazy last chance for him there. I don't see any other way, any better shot he's going to get on the ball, because he's not going to get 2 dice on the ball ever.
I don't necessarily agree with that. I think if he keeps getting some removals, I think he can. Like,
I guess
1,
that's true.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
If he can get rid of Odin the Wanderer here, there we go.
He has to follow this and pile on. What is it? KO. Okay, you're fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, now we can mark the ball carrier with this Mighty Blow piling on guy. And then,
Yeah.
the Sure Hands guy can come around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
And
6,
I'd
7 GFI. Or 1, 2,
I think
3.
it's best to put the other ghoul around as well, the dodge block side step 1. He could always hold him there, really. Numbers really are deteriorating, though. For a 2 bash team match, there's only like 7 aside at the moment. Might see a block on Harold Hadrada here if there's a dodge out from Stars and Buffs.
I quite like the dodge out with Stars and Buffs. It's only like a 1 in 9 chance to fail.
He's got to play with the dice a little now, Brandon Slugs. Oh, he doesn't. Surprised he didn't go put the assist on to make it a 2 dice against Hadrada. That really could have put him on the back foot, Rhys. Or if he just straight up powers with the zombie. which he
No,
does.
I like the hit onto Kuka Lane better. You follow it through like that, and yeah, you get another tackle zone onto the ball.
And Kuka Lane had guard, which is, I would say, more valuable in a situation like this. Now, the next turn might be Brandon Suggs' turn. He's going to have 2 players out already, so he only has 5 pieces to move this turn, Rhys. So this might be the time, especially considering Rhys has 3 rerolls. He really wants to get that ball out as soon as he can. Then again, he might just keep injuring the Rhys's players. So
He gets them both down here, but it makes you, yeah, he re-rolls it for the POW. I was gonna say he had the both down, but which would have put the zombie down, but you have to think, what he was gonna do after. Well, I'm still not sure about this, because he's gonna have to still roll a dodge roll to get the ball away from that white. Or do you just move in a snow? Or do you just hit him where he is and then hope that you're gonna be fine?
might just punch him. Yeah. Ooh. Arthur's making a potato play. Here we go. His GFIs haven't plagued him like Brain on Slugs's, so...
Yep, and those are 2 big GFIs as well, because it takes them out of the range of stars and bars.
And... as well as the Mighty Blow piling on tackle piece. So I think the move is like stars and baths over to him, and then blitz with the ghoul. Sure hands dodge one. He's the only one in range. Can always 2-dice block the blocker first and stand some people up first. That's what he probably should do before that. But surprising that Rhys potatoed on this particular turn, I think, because he has 2 of his players down from the last turn. So
Yeah, well that's true though. He did see a chance. He's going for it.
his GFI has been atrocious. Come on.
Alright, so he can get a 1 die if he dodges out and makes his GFIs with Dixie. Bales is, well, he's... Oh no, that was tackle. So yeah.
It was a 1 though. Brandon Suggs really hasn't rolled great. Worst of all, that move means that he doesn't even have to score instantly. He can try stall it out.
Yeah.
And make it show there's no reply. Which, there's much more players permanently removed on Rhys's side than Brain on Slugs. So, yeah.
Mighty Blow guy coming onto the white. It's just a mighty push though.
No knocking down. Will Rhys step in? Does he trust himself to defend?
I don't think he needs to, but we'll see.
What would you get Arthur Pendragon if he does end up scoring? Because that means he'll skill up.
I have no idea.
So many good players.
Depends how he rolls.
Interesting, because if I'm Brain on Slugs, I'm pushing him out of bounds or towards the sideline. Like you still want to be 2 in, on both sides so the ball can't bounce out.
Yeah. Sidestep could be a good pick.
Definitely could be, yeah.
At least on normals. Doubles, you get what? Is it strength access on doubles? It is, isn't it?
Yeah. Mighty blow.
Nah, not really, right?
Yeah, guard would probably be better than mighty blow there. But it would be pretty cool to have a strength 4 block dodge. Your hands mighty blow ball carrier, like he's just the Punisher.
Right, come on, Brain on Slug. Safe moves fast. Do something with HP's rights and your Fowler skeleton. Nope, he just dodges
Straight
out.
for him.
Well, that thing's getting surfed now. You got to dodge out with them. You got to. He chooses not to.
No.
And he still hasn't done anything with these 3 pieces up here. I wonder if like the pressure of the situation or whether he's tilting or something a little bit, because you know it's definitely not optimal at this point.
I think what he should have been there, because what he could have done is, even if he failed to knock him over, he could have just knocked him in, so he does have a chance to equalize.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't change the angle so he was coming across. So he had the choice: does he knock him into the end zone, or does he knock him sort of out of bounds? But yeah, I guess at least it means his blitz is gonna be against that white, so the other ghouls are a chance of getting around, but not a very high chance.
Yeah, I don't think that goes a problem at all. Yep, the Paleon guy goes off the pitch.
I haven't seen injuries from the crowd for so long. It's very dull.
Yeah, if I was going to play Nos or Brett, I would take the stadium upgrade to +1 to injuries rolled by crowd surfs.
Yeah, that would be a good fun one to get. His ghouls got to sort of split the gap, and honestly, he just wants to roll a push and put him in the end zone. That's what I think he honestly wants to do. Just dodge into 2 tackle zones, hope he makes it miraculously, and pushes him into the end zone. Give himself 2 turns to score an equalizer. Because there's not really much realistic chance of him double powering.
Yeah, I was about to say that as well. Like, yeah, he might have that play, but like realistically, I still don't see it happening.
I think it's just a dodge straight into 2 tackle zones, hit him, hope for a push back and something else.
Yeah, fills his dodge with tackle there. Doesn't have any rerolls, goes down. And now you can just gang foul that goal there.
I don't think Rhys will be hesitating to bring more pain, considering those threats we heard earlier.
Yeah. He's got his Mighty Blow tackle guy lined up just to be able to blitz that goal as well. So you're what, 1, 2, 3 hits. 4, 5, 6. Oh no, he chooses to blitz without his tackle guy. But he can come back towards the goal if he wants to.
I don't think we'll see a 1-turn attempt. No, I don't think there's much chance of it. MV7, 1-turn attempt, sadly.
I wonder if Rhys is thinking about moving away from the goal on the floor here. Yeah, looks like he is. Don't know if I like this.
That goal, I'd imagine, will dodge one last time. Surprising. Yeah, a little surprising, especially if you're going back towards the middle of the field. Like, he may as well blitz with the unskilled ghoul.
Yeah, block
Because
isn't
that
really
means he
going to
doesn't
do
have to go
anything.
through tackle. Yeah, he just needs a... Oh, it doesn't really matter, though, now, does it? Because he's only going to have one turn, whatever happens.
Yeah.
So...
Thanks for the follow,
he can hope
Yasmir.
to
I
double
appreciate
power.
it.
Come on, double power. This is only a shot now. I think he'd use HB's rights for his last crazy attempt.
I would. Like, I don't see any point in risking your, you know, lodge step goal. Fails his, well, I keep saying fails his dodge, but he doesn't because it's, you know, it's tackle. The dodge skill isn't getting a chance to do absolutely anything. This kind of like one action dodge fails reminds me of my game last week, actually.
There it is. The one touchdown for the match. Probably. Unless there's a riot.
Yeah.
We've already seen one riot this match, so... Oh, no knockouts come back anyway. So he won't even be able to bring too much pain on the last thing, which I'm a bit disappointed with.
Yeah, I think this was, you know, just a very clean, nice, neat and tidy job from Rhys this game. He got a bit of luck at the start of the second half with his removals. You know, evened up the game a lot, you know, when it could have looked like, you know, Drag Tactics was set to put on, not Drag Tactics. Drag Tactics is in chat. Whereas Brain on Slugs could have looked to put on a lot of pressure. But, you know, it just wasn't to be.
Yeah, I think Rhys played really well today, to be honest. Just to end up outplaying. Like, sure, he did have better dice. Brain on Slugs. But he also played better, I think, at the end of the day, so...
Yeah, I don't think it's possible to one-turn touchdown. Partly because of Fend, although you could do it with chain pushing this blocker here. I just don't think he's got enough models to be able to get enough chain pushes to get a movement 7 guy far enough forward. Like, 110 touchdowning with a movement 7 guy usually requires, you know, some dodges round and everything and some repositioning.
Yeah. And some frenzy and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
sorry,
it does have
Jack
sidestep.
Tactics, and sorry, Brain, if you watch this back. I just... too much time reading chat.
Brain on Slugs just put into the beer hole. Mummy one-turner inbound. Sadly, I don't think so. You can't throw mummies. Although that would be highly entertaining.
I think one thing that might have cost Brain a little bit this game is that, you know, just his hesitancy to follow through and pile on with this piling on piece. Like, if you're gonna take that skill, then, you know, at least try and use it and get an effect out of it.
Yeah, I agree with you. Especially early on in the game, I don't think he utilized it enough. There were times he just did nothing, sort of thing. And it really can turn a game to have your opponent only have 8 players in the second half. Which
Yeah.
Rhys had 10 players for the second half, but it could have been much more. Also, he should have hit the non-fend player with the Mighty Blow piling on, so he could actually follow up.
Yep. I completely agree. And yes, Caleb, Orcs can one-turn touchdown by throwing a goblin.
Yeah. It's very entertaining. Yeah, hopefully we see someone. Might see this peasant get stomped. What a decent peasant, really.
He's definitely rolling decent with these. Or rather, Brain's rolling pretty badly.
Yeah, he hasn't really rolled well.
Yeah, and that's it. Push, push, push.
Vandy passes.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
one SPP doesn't really do anything either, honestly. Catches it on the second attempt. Foul incoming, just with one assist. Dirty player turns it into a stun. So yeah, that looks like this is all for this game. The Confederacy have been beaten down by Rhys's Ravens, and the game's going to be finishing 1-0.
A good win for Rhys, which helps him in his quest for the top 3.
Indeed, yeah. Sometimes when you see like a kind of like a big blocking battle, you know, when you look at like the armor breaks and the, like, you know, the statistics screen, it becomes kind of obvious, and you think, oh yeah, of course, you know, that's why that game went so badly. But in this game, you know, the Confederacy had a lot more armor breaks than Rhys's Ravens actually.
The key thing I see here is actually ball possession. Usually, ball possession doesn't mean too much with the faster teams because they don't tend to have it in their hands for too long because they're running down the field and scoring rather than sitting with the ball in a cage. But with two bash teams, 62 to 25, obviously Rhys had the ball a lot more. And he also had 90 yards running to 60, so he had a bit more yards running as well. So
yeah.
that's, I think, the difference.
In terms of like blocks succeeded, though, you know, the Confederacy succeeded with 40, whereas Rhys's Ravens succeeded in 37, so that was super close. And the Confederacy had more armor breaks. It was just kind of like, you know, the timing of the armor breaks by Rhys, I think, that really managed to turn the game around. And the fact that even though he only had, what was it, 8 armor breaks all game, you know, he inflicted just as many KOs as the Confederacy and only 1 less casualty. Although, I guess the Confederacy got a kill as well, so if you're calling like a death a Kaz, then, you know, 2 less Kaz. It was just the timing of when, you know, Rhys got his removals onto the Confederacy that played such a huge part in this game.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Those 4 removals to start the second half. But yeah, like, I think we'll see what Rhys ends up rolling on the Arthur Pendragon because it's probably his best player.
Yeah, I'm trying to find his team in the league just now to have a look and see if he's gonna do it straight away or not.
He hasn't rolled it yet, I don't think. I'll ask him.
Are you kidding me? He's saying in chat he rolled a 666.
Oh no! No way. I was gonna say if he's really done that, he hasn't skilled it up yet. He hasn't instantly taken it. If it rolls a 666.
Strength 5, ball carrier. Who's gonna stop that?
Oof. The vampire. He just needs 4 agility now, and then he's just absolutely terrifying. What has he got? Come on, Rhys.
Yes, yeah, strength 5, ball carrier.
Is he strength 5?
Yeah, he's strength 5.
Holy
7.538. Yeah. That's absolutely sick. What's your schedule like?
What is a fluffy thing, a fluffy bounty we can put on that? Like, that's crazy.
Who's he got next week? Bad Phoenix, and then
That's terrifying.
yeah, now Twitch chat goes mental when they see that.
Yeah, that is insane. Well, Jerry and Huge may be dead, but there's a new 5 strength freak. That's just cheating. How do you stop it? Like,
I'm glad I'm not in Div 1, I'll only say that. You know?
oh,
I mean, there's a lot of
yeah,
teams with like a lot of guard that can, try and gather around it to try and get 2 die on it, but,
you just gotta sort of massacre the rest of his team, and then you'll get an alright shot at him. Like, he's just insane. What do you do against? How are you meant to take the ball off block dodge, sure hands, 5 strength? Like what?
Yeah, that's a good idea from chat there. Just take a wizard and lightning bolt him every game.
Yeah.
Stand on him.
Well,
Just try and kill him.
he's worth. His price is worth a wizard and a reroll. He's worth $250,000. That's a pretty expensive player.
But anyway, I think, we could keep talking about, teams and how overpowered this is, but, I'm just going to round off the match cast first. So, everyone, I just want to say thanks for watching, and GG to both Brain and Rhys since they're in chat. It was a fascinating game to watch. For the people watching, oh damn, I said I was trying to go the whole cast without saying but I just said that though. For anyone who's watching, if you like the video, please click a like button. If you want to comment on the match at all, anything to do with what the coaches said, or any constructive criticism for the stream, please leave it in the comment section below. And please subscribe to my channel for more match coverage from Rebels Big O League. Once more, thanks again for watching. Bye bye.